these steps, for most people become the barriers, right? So obviously the goal is to get past the barriers if you want to be the GP, raising the money, getting the deals, getting the tools, underwriting, the balance sheet, the power teams, the support, the help, and mastering all those skills to reach what we call escape velocity. If you just call a broker and say, hey, you got any deals, they're probably going to just hang up the phone, never call you back, right? So you got to know how to get the brokers to show you the deals. Managing the assets is not for everybody, but somebody's got to manage the asset. Underlay is maybe the most complicated thing in terms of commercial real estate. Either you have to do that or you have to have somebody on the team that can do that. It's really important. Having the balance sheet, we didn't talk a lot about that, but, at the end of the day, somebody's going to have to qualify for the loan. Generally speaking, to qualify for the loan, somebody has to show the bank they have a net worth of at least the loan amount. So if you're borrowing $5 billion, somebody on the team has to say, I have a net worth of at least $5 billion. That's called the balance sheet in order to qualify for the loan. Pitching deals not for everybody. Some people love to pitch deals. Some people hate to pitch deals. We do little events, we do big events. Sometimes we do a couple 1,000-person events. And people actually pay money, like $5,000 to $15,000 to stand in front of a room and give a presentation for 5 minutes, right? And there's other people, you couldn't pay them $15,000 to stand in front of a room of 2,000 people. So it's not for everybody, but obviously somebody's got to do that. Tools are expensive. We talked about that, when it comes to commercial real estate, their niche, the due diligence, having the power team necessary to evaluate the properties can be challenging for working. Just master all these skills, right? All at once is usually the biggest barrier of entry for people getting started. So this is why not everybody makes $1 million a year as a commercial real estate investor. So these steps, for most people become the barriers, right? So obviously the goal is to get past the barriers if you want to be the GP. Raising the money, getting the deals, getting the tools, underwriting, the balance sheet, the power teams, the support, the help, and mastering all those skills to reach what we call escape velocity. I mentioned that before. I'm a big kind of rocket ship fan. And to build a rocket ship, you got to get a huge multi-ton thing to go 25.5 thousand miles an hour without exploding using a controlled explosion, known as an engine, a rocket engine. So it's the most difficult challenge in engineering is to build a rocket ship that can reach escape velocity. But that's kind of the equivalent to commercial real estate investing. It's the most challenging thing you can do in real estate.
Everything that you need to know, what you need to become a real estate investor, we have it done for you. So click on the link in the comments below and we'll share all that data with you.